Okay, that is cool. That's actually awesome. You never know what you're gonna get. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Arcane Season 2. We're now into Episode 2, which is called Watch It All Burn. So the first episode was a banger. It met all my expectations. It was great. A lot went down. But basically, in the end, Piltover got attacked again, and now it is all-out war, and we see that Vi has decided to don an enforcer's uniform, and things are looking like they're going to get ugly in the Undercity. So I'm ready to jump into this episode. We don't need to do too much jibber-jabber. Let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop these, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
I used to say I could fix anything.
Oh God, what did you do to him?
Now it's so quiet. What am I supposed to do with that?
That's a good question. Water has played a pretty big part of their relationship. Isn't that an interesting element to think about? From the first night they met, it was raining, to that moment she just showed of her rebirth in the water. And then, of course, looking back to the flashback of Vander and Silco and how he almost drowned once before. Interesting. I'm wondering how much of that was real. You never know. We never know with Jinx. We didn't see her at all last episode. Who's the Rat King over there? Terrifying. Are we going to see all the people who are no longer part of the council? We know yeah, he's gone. Chick with the nose stuff is gone now. Who is this guy? I don't remember him at all. I don't like the Rat King at all. So they're what's left? And they're vying over the chair. I mentioned last episode there being a power vacuum, right? So this is the gang wars that are happening now that Silco's not there to be the balance. Oh, honey. Can you make the jump? Not. Jinx breaking your fall. Oh my gosh, is Jinx gonna take an apprentice this season? Really? You're doing all this for a kid? Are you guys okay? Oh. That's what you get.
Because you know, in a moment, they could all... Oh!
The smoke effect.
Best feeling in the world.
Look at the wanted signs, I just realized.
Already dead inside.
Oh, well, I guess you're gonna want to follow her. That is a good way to keep people off of you.
You know how Silco took hold of the lanes? With his bare teeth. It just,
not really.
Hasty.
He used his brain. He used a big brain.
Your only job is to make the numbers work.
Yeah, okay. Some people don't understand how math works. I'm not even good at math, and I know that that's not how math works. Now, how are you coughing when you snorting all them drugs? Breathe deep.
It's factory smog trapped underground. No more, no less.
You sure? Because, masks exist.
You go on ahead.
What? Oh, really?
Right back.
Huh? Who? Oh, your eyes do not look good. Oh, yeah, that's just a whole limb you're just stepping on. It's all fine. You really want to keep going? The way his top hat's still intact, though. Bye. That's on you, though. I'm not going in there. Kill me on the spot. I'm not going in.
Might matter up there, but they don't know the first thing about fighting in the fissures.
You know who does, though.
We give them Jinx. That's all they really want.
We don't hand over our people.
Oh, shut up. You're willing to kill Vi, please.
I'll cut you a brand new puncher. Top of the line. All the fixins. Think on it. But I promise,
That
it's
rat
the last
licking near
offer
my
you're gonna
face
get.
is disgusting. I just realized his eyes are purple. Like Jinx's. That purple juice is something else, man. How's life going for you there, Savika? How are your life choices working out for you?
Jeez, lady. You crazy? Talking to dead people.
Wow, not even a flinch.
You here to finish me off?
She should be.
Haven't I done you enough favors?
Damn! Damn! That's what I'm keeping.
Couldn't do much himself. About now, he'd have me all over the lanes running his collections.
Oh, poor baby. You don't know what to do without him, it sounds like. He knew how to delegate. I'll give him that.
All his plans. Everything we built. The hell we supposed to do now?
Well, Jinx is the one who actually broke that. And she could actually fix your arm if she wants to.
Watch it all burn.
That's about right. Sis, you need a haircut. That hair's gotta be dirty at the ends.
What'd I tell you?
This is not smart, rat face, but I don't like looking at you, so I'm alright with it.
Victor.
Huh? No, Satan, not today. Nope, not hope. Can he even get out? Do we want to know what he looks like when he does? I don't like that we can't see his body. Oh, you look great. Totes human. I don't know if you need that anymore, bro. I think you need him. Ew, it's following you. Yucky, it's sticky. Yo, yuck. Well, I hope you weren't planning on having kids.
Jace,
Ah!
what am I?
You're asking me?
You're alive.
He clearly does not care what you are. Could be contagious, but okay. I wouldn't encourage looking in a mirror anytime soon.
A potential, a recursive impulse.
Huh?
Unpleasant, but cold isn't its name.
You're talking like a machine and not a man.
The hex core.
Victor, it saved you.
Did it?
Somehow it adapted to your
I
injuries.
think it took over.
Changing and evolving.
You promised to destroy the hex core.
No. Don't you see? Heimerdinger was wrong.
Was he?
It killed Sky, Jace.
Yeah, you didn't know about that. Damn, he looks like a Grim Reaper now. It's terrifying.
We'll make this right. Together.
I must say goodbye to this place now.
Yeah, look at him.
Goodbye.
Look at him, Jace.
I never asked for this.
No, you didn't.
Goodbye, Jace.
Let him figure some stuff out, Jace. Look at him. He needs time to adjust. You think he can just walk through Piltover looking like this? Why were you... Oh, Sanctuary? Echo? I don't know. I mean...
It's all the fighting. We're gonna have capacity issues soon.
Yeah. I'm scared of
The
security now, too.
risk.
Thank you. You know someone's going to want to destroy this place.
If there is a means of preservation, by golly, we'll find it. I have seen something of this nature before.
Well, you've been alive forever. I would hope so. Let's go, walking encyclopedia. Are we okay, Heimerdinger? He's loving it. In all your life, you've never been a spy, huh? But you were dying to be.
Don't you essentially own this
Right,
place?
like breathe. Let him have it, Echo. Let him have it. This is the best time he's had probably in 1,000 years.
Brambleback has left the jungle.
What does that even mean?
You do realize code phrases don't work when you make them up on the spot.
Thank you. Too late. All that sneaking, you got caught.
Horse!
Yeah, you could have come through the front
Devil's
door.
gotten into you.
I thought... Why are you breaking into my
Thank you.
Echo, my former pupil Jace.
Y'all should actually work together.
You drink tea, Echo?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Where did you say you found this?
Never mind.
Deep in the underground.
Echo's home is a marvelous place. Of course, referring to his cognitive center, which is certainly not a
You are not good at lying, Heimer.
Where's Victor?
He left. And he's probably gonna go spread that hex core stuff everywhere by accident. I'm curious to see what he can do, though. But this look, though. This look he's rocking. All of that and Victor still don't look good. Was that the traitor? It's the traitor. How is he still alive? Did I say Sky? Is Sky talk? That's right. I mean, she died, but the hex core ate her, so maybe somehow she's still connected to... Oh, you're gonna get jumped, Victor. You are in the ghetto with some people who are not so right. All right, I forgot the people are chasing her. Is that the rat dude? Wait, when the rat dude went to that place, that's what he saw, but his little number cruncher just screamed. We didn't see what was behind it. Oh no. Is it? Is it actually Vi? Oh, this is the arcade, which is why Vi would come here. Be careful, Caitlin. Jinx will... It's on sight for you with Jinx. So it was them last episode that was where the mouse man went. She didn't pull the trigger. This complicated, twisted relationship. But I mean, Vi couldn't take her out now either. All right, Caitlin, maybe we need to take a little time. We're getting a little trigger happy. Yep. That is a clean clothesline.
They want you alive, but don't think I won't skewer out those peepers. Draw back you long-range types. Me? I'm the kind of guy who likes to get in close.
You regret it. Music. Oh, it's her! Is that the the arm? Woo! Hey! Jinx! Girl, why you gotta be crazy? Not the game enhancement. That definitely feels like Jinx. Sis, what are you... Kid, can you hide, please? Oh, she's probably who saved her. Did you go and tell her? She's like, they're tricks. Okay, that is cool. That's actually awesome. You never know what you're gonna get. She would throw speakers on it for why? Oh, what does that do? Girl, I'm invested to know what all the different combinations are.
Okay, wait. There's a deal to be struck.
No, we were fighting. What? What's this one do? Ooh, throwing stars.
Who's a funny looking rat now?
You, definitely you, Rat King. Look at her. She's so excited. She's like, what's gonna happen? You gotta love that Jinx actually really enjoys what she's doing. She actually has fun with this. Okay, this is not a subtle weapon though. Maybe not the best thing to keep.
You could have just let me eat it.
Haven't I done you enough favors?
I knew that was gonna come back to bite her.
What are you planning?
To finish what's left of my family.
Interesting. I wonder if she can do it. I mean, I think she can get to that point, but she had literally a dead shot on Vi and she didn't take it. Bro.
Careful not to scrape up the gear.
Always wants to sell it for more drugs.
Well,
Bro, your brain is literally growing out of your head right now. What you mean? Yeah, Victor is like both Empathetic and caring at the same time, and scary at the same time. All right, he's either fixing you or making sure you never steal again. Why is it taking the metal? Is it gonna like reshape him now? The heck stuff. Oh God, that's his whole skull. Viktor, what you doing, bro? He said one way or another, you gonna be free. Ooh. Ooh. He did fix it. Somewhat. Now you gonna go and get high again now and ruin what he just did? Oh no, he's gonna become, like I said, he's gonna become the crank Jesus now.
You need not suffer anymore.
Bro, you look like you almost died doing that. Can you keep doing it? Is it her? Oh, that's why he thinks he's hearing her. I'm sad. Those two could have had a beautiful relationship, man. I wonder how much of that he can do and stay healthy, because that looks like it took almost everything out of him. No, don't like this. Oh, right, the person at the end of the episode. Oh, maybe it's that scientist that Viktor went to. Not Viktor, Silco. Okay, I mistook who it was. I thought it was Silco, and I was like, please God, no. What? Who? That was an externally beating heart guy. Who? What is going on? What is going on? Something is definitely building in the background here. They're dropping little hints, and I want to know what it is. The now I would like to know. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, another good episode. So we were basically completely in the Undercity this episode, and I kind of like that. Last episode was purely in Piltover. This one was in Zon, and we got to check in on Jinx and how she's doing. She's the most wanted person right now in Zon and Piltover, and she's been, looks like, just kind of staying as low as Jinx can. But we can see that she's struggling a bit now because Silco, messed up as he was, that was the closest thing she had to family after Vi went away. And we know that she's got attachment issues, to say it mildly. It's like she's feeling some type of way, like maybe a level of regret over taking Silco out, but at the same time, I think it was very symbolic. I mentioned in the episode, how water was very much an element in their relationship from beginning to end. And again, with last season, we saw the history of Silco and Vander and how that's how Silco was reborn as the monster he turned into later. But anyway, I think it was very symbolic, her letting him go, like her, of course she was embracing him. She was crying, she was like, you and Vi were pretty much, well, she said, always telling me what to do. But we have to remember that Jinx is maybe, I think she's supposed to be about 17, 18 years old at this point. So she's still very young. And this is still a time of her life where she does need someone, quote unquote, telling her what to do, right? It's, even though she didn't always like what Silco or Vi had to say to her, these were people who cared for her, people who loved her, at least she believed that they did, until they just weren't around anymore. And so it was kind of like, again, her expression of feeling very alone. And that's always been Jinx's biggest fear, is being abandoned, being left alone, being without people who love her. And Silco was someone who did love her in his own twisted way. And she obviously had feelings for him, although they were mixed. But also, her letting him go was very much like something she needed to do as well, because I think she knew that relationship was not healthy for her, even though it was something she valued in its own way. But anyways, even her, hearing him say that, have you had enough? Because she said it's so quiet now. I don't have Vi in my ear, I don't have you in my ear, and now it's just me and my thoughts. And we already know that, Jinx is pretty scared of her thoughts, and understandably so. But anyways, so yeah, she's dealing with that loss and trying to just figure out what she wants to do now, because I don't think what she did at the end of last season was very much an emotional reaction, right? It wasn't a big, long-standing plan. It had nothing to do with Silco. It all had to do with her anger and her hurt and her pain and her feeling of betrayal of the one person that she's loved and looked up to for so long, which was her sister. And now that it's done and the chaos that's ensued, like she said, like everyone's fighting now, like the Undercity's worse than it was before, which I don't think was what she planned to do with this. And again, I don't think Jinx was thinking. Like, that's not her thing. Jinx is not a planner. She never was, right? Jinx's happy place, her specialty is making things and fixing things and creating things in that technical space. Like, that's where her brain goes crazy, but don't ask her to plan anything. That's why someone like Silco was able to use her as well as he did, because he realized there was genius there, but no direction. And so he was the one who was trying to shape it and aim that genius in a way that benefited him, at least. But now there's no one to do that. And obviously, as I mentioned last episode, there's a power vacuum with Silco gone. And so she's noticed that things have not gotten any better. But again, I don't think that Jinx ever had a greater concern of like the larger overall good of the Undercity. It was never that deep for her. All she really cared about, her whole world since she was little, was the people she cared about, right? Her sister, her friends from season 1 who she unfortunately lost, and then eventually Silco and that relationship. Like, that's all she's ever really cared about, that and being able to make her toys. And so even though this happened again, I don't think she wanted something bad to happen to Zaun after everything. I don't think it really matters to her on that bigger scale. And we saw that later on, right? When we saw, what's her name? Savika. She's trying to like do what Silco did, but of course she does not have what Silco had as far as being able to understand how to keep these people in check. And she's trying to explain to them like, hey, this infighting, we're killing each other off when we got Piltover on our necks too. Like, it's only going to be a matter of time before we're all going to be under boot again. And they're somewhat hearing her, but they're not, right? Everyone wants Silco's chair. Everyone wants to do what Silco did, even though I don't think any of them could pull it off the way Silco could. But anyways, or even before that, Vander. But anyway, we see that Savika is talking with Jinx later on, and she's basically like, you know, Silco, like we're both kind of sick of him. Like, you know, he had us doing all this work, but now that he's not here, everything's gone. And I thought it was funny because they're both acting like they were saying, oh yeah, he couldn't do anything without us, right? No, he could, but he didn't want to. Like, guys, that's what a boss does. They delegate. A good boss does not do everything themselves because they don't have the capacity to do so, especially well. He found the right people for the right jobs and he delegated. That's what a good boss does. Like, Silco was crazy and Silco was not a great guy, a great person, I should say, but we could not call him stupid. But interesting, like, they both recognize the fact that he was very much the linchpin holding a very tenuous piece between all these factions together. And now that he's gone, it's all going away. And we see that Savika is more like, she very much bought into Silco's vision of what he thought was going to happen, right? Because Silco, of course, sold the dream to her, a lot of the people who are working closest to him, that, you know, he was going to change things for the Undercity. He was going to get them to be on equal footing, if not maybe even above where Piltover was, that they were going to be in a place that was going to be, you know, better, like a better future. Savika really believed in that. But we see that it was never the case with Jinx. And so Savika, of course, is worried. She's like, you know, everything that Silco was working towards is getting undone right now. And that's what's upsetting her. And she's like, what should we do? And Jinx understandably answers, watch it burn. Like, she doesn't care, right? Jinx has only ever been about the people she cares about, as I said, and her toys. So she doesn't really have a love or a passion to protect the Undercity, but she doesn't care about Piltover either, right? None of that matters to her. So very interesting, but very true to her. And again, it shows why her connection to Vi is so important to her. It's so important to her. And then we see in this episode that she's there, and I knew she was going to fix Savika's arm, because that's something, again, that's what she does. She's a tinkerer. She can't help herself. And she's fixing that. And then, of course, the arcade gets raided because, of course, Vi's going to go there because she knows that's a special place for, or at least it was a special place for Jinx or for Powder, but it still is. And anyway, in there, she figures out that it's Vi in there. And we see her, she pulls out the gun, she has her dead to rights. She could have taken the shot and there would have been nothing Vi could have done, but she can't take it, right? And again, it shows that once again, despite all of their differences, despite everything, she still has this place in her heart for Vi. Like, Vi is still in this pedestal inside of Jinx's head, and I don't think that's ever gonna fully go away no matter what Vi does, just because that's what she had to hold on to for so long. And again, after the death of her parents and everything, that attachment with Vi is so deep and somewhat unhealthy, let's put it mildly, that she just really isn't ready to let that go. But anyway, it just kind of shows there that despite everything, she's not ready to let go of that connection, at least not emotionally. But then we see later on that after that attack inside the arcade, she goes out and we see that the Rat King, I can't remember his name, but he decided that turning over Vi would be the best way to get Piltover off their backs, at least for a while, because that's what they're looking for, which would have worked to a degree, right? Having someone for them to hang up as the martyr for all these crimes would definitely help a bit. But, you know, he was just also thinking he doesn't want Vi around Jinx, because I think most of them are a little bit scared of her, to be real. But anyways, he goes after her thinking, okay, I'm going to grab her, you know, surrender her for the bounty. And then, of course, it gets me one step closer to Silco's seat. But it doesn't go the way that he's planned, because that little kid that literally fell into Jinx's life earlier in the episode seems to have taken a liking to Jinx. And whether that's just because of survival, which I think is a smart move, because we see that people treat Jinx like pariah, as they should. But anyways, I think they were the ones that alerted Savika to the fact that there could be trouble with Jinx, and Savika ends up saving her. And Jinx, at that point, you can see Jinx really doesn't care one way or another. I don't think Jinx wants to die per se, but she's not that scared of it, if that makes sense either, because she feels at the moment very without an anchor. I think she feels like the water right now, just kind of swaying here and there with no real purpose. And even the way that she's walking in the alley in the first part of the episode, that she's kind of aimlessly swaying, I feel like is a good depiction of where she's feeling right now. But anyway, after that very epic fight between Savika and the Rat King, and a little bit of, but I really like the fact that actually that Jinx was sitting back and watching most of this. We see that I think that Jinx has a bit of more of a renewed idea of a purpose now, because she wasn't really sure what to do. But after seeing her sister, and now knowing her sister has in fact donned the Enforcer's uniform, and also realizing that her sister is still very much a weak point, right? Because at the beginning of the episode, she let go of Silco, like, I'm letting go of people telling me what to do. But V is still this person who still has an insane emotional hold on her. And we hear her say to Savika, I'm ready to put an end to what's left of my family, right? So I think in her mind, she's thinking, I got to end this with Vi one way or another, so that this hold is gone. But again, will she be able to do it? I don't know. But anyways, that's what she's saying. That's her goal at the moment. So we'll see how that goes going forward. And then we see that Viktor woke up, but he is not the same. Whatever the heck the Hextech did, it's turned him into some sort of half man, half machine, half arcane thing. We're not sure yet, but it's not the same Viktor. But I said that last episode that I believed whatever the Hex Core was doing was probably rebuilding his body, because Viktor was very sick and it couldn't stay in that body as it was. So it looks like it literally rebuilt all but probably his brain and heart fully. And Viktor didn't seem like he was that happy about it initially. He was saying that he was supposed to die. Like, I think in his mind, Viktor, and I mean, I'm going to say this 50-50, because if we remember, Viktor spent a good chunk of last season trying to save himself. So I don't think it's that he was really ready to completely end it. Although we do know last season that he came very close to trying to. But I think Viktor's got I think he's got a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a complicated relationship with death at the moment. Like, he's been sick his whole life. He knows he's been on borrowed time his whole life. However, he didn't want to die either. I think, and again, not necessarily just because of, the general desire most of us want to live as long as possible, but also because he's so curious and he loves science and there's so much he wanted to do and accomplish. So anyways, it's interesting, because I do think on the one hand, Viktor is accepting the idea that he could die, but he doesn't want it to happen per se either. So anyway, we hear him tell Jace, I was supposed to die. Like, that's what was supposed to happen. Like, I've been ready for this. And also, he doesn't trust the Hex Core, right? The stuff he was doing was definitely related to it, but after what he saw had happened to what's her name? Her name just slipped right out of her mind, but the one that was calling him, after he saw what happened to her, that's when he kind of was like, no, like, this tech I never meant for someone to die for this, right? Or if anyone got hurt, it should have been me. Like, that's his mentality. So he's not happy that Jace used the Hex Core to save him, because he's like, look at me, like, what am I even now? I don't even know what's going on. And understandably, Jace was just, he lost his second mother, I guess we can call her. And he's lost so much, the council being gone, so much has happened that I think Jace, using the Hex Core was absolutely desperation and feeling like he can't lose anybody else. But Viktor basically said, like, you went against my wishes, right? I told you I didn't want this and you did it anyways. And that was more his issue, an understandable issue at that point. So anyways, we see that Jace is very confused, because he's like, I just want to, like, I'll leave the council. Let's go back to what we were going to do early last season, but Victor's like, that door been closed, that ship been sailed away. Like, we have been on different pages when it comes to the arcane and how to use this technology for a minute. Like, remember last season, we saw multiple times Victor saying, I want to use this tech to help the Undercity. I want it to benefit people. I want it to be for the greater good. And that's what Jace started with, but then he ended up using it for weaponry and doing whatever the council told him to and looking to advance himself. And we know it's not that simple. I know there was a lot of other things, but the point is, we saw, like Victor said, their paths began to diverge last season as far as their morals and how they felt about how to use this technology. And again, it sounds like had Victor been conscious when everything was going on, he would have told Jace to stop using the hex core to save him. He would have been okay with letting nature take its course if that's what was going to happen. So anyway, he said, I got to get out of here. And I don't blame him. He needs time to figure out what the heck is going on and what his body is and what it can do. And if he wants to live this way. And he doesn't want to do that in Piltover. And again, we already know that Piltover is feeling some type of way about hex tech. So I think it was best that he take some time on his own to figure that out. So he left. And honestly, understandable, Jace is just a bit confused. I mean, I think Jace is feeling very displaced at the moment for a lot of things. He doesn't know where he fits or what he's supposed to be doing or what his objective should be now. And so, yeah, it's interesting to see that he's going through that. But Victor's like, that is your struggle. I'm going to go deal with whatever the heck this is. And so Victor goes to the Undercity. He sees that things are worse than ever. And he's hearing the voice of the girl who was taken by the hex tech. And as I said in the episode, I mean, she's gone. We saw her whole body effectively was reduced to a stain on the floor, unfortunately. But we don't know what the hex tech did to her and what does that mean about her consciousness. And did it really just absorb her, or did it somehow fuse with her? We don't know. So I don't know what Victor is seeing is real, if it's his manifestation because he feels guilty. We don't know, but it's possible that she's still there somehow, and somehow now because the hex core absorbed her and now it's fused with him, that she's part of him. I don't know, but hopefully we'll get some answers. Either way, it's interesting. But he follows her voice and ends up seeing all the people that we met last season who got addicted to the stuff that Silco was making. And we saw that the horrible side effects that it has. And that guy from last season who sold out Vi despite knowing who she is. We saw him, and obviously his condition is getting worse, but we see that they were trying to, I guess they thought he was a machine. I don't think they know what Victor was, but we see that they were thinking of taking him down. And then Victor, of course, no fear, because at this point, like I said, he's got this interesting relationship with death. But it looks like he was almost able to analyze what was going on with them, and then the hex tech told him what to do to fix it. And I said that, like in the lab, even when he was talking to Jace, he's not talking like a person, he's talking like a machine to a degree. But anyways, we see that he was able to use whatever was in his hex tech to fix the things that whatever the drugs have been doing to their body. And we see, though, that the scarring looks like the hex markings that are affecting the tree as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, it looks like he fixed it, because whoever the guy was we saw when he was there, like, he looks healthy again. All the corruption is gone, and he looked like he was relieved. So I don't know if that's actually going to take care of the addiction as well, because that's a completely different thing than the effects, but we'll have to see. That's why I was saying in the episode that watch them go out and get high again after this. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully after he does this for all these people, which I think they alluded to, that he is now going to be their effective Jesus. Hopefully they're not going to go right back into using again. But anyways, this is going to create a whole new faction, I think. I think the reason they're showing this is that Victor might become the king of these folks that have been screwed over by all these drug trials that Silco was doing. And is it just that they're healed, or are they going to have some other abilities? We're going to have to see what happens. But interesting. I think for now, Victor feels like he's found a purpose, especially since he saw the girl after he healed that guy. I think he's going to feel like now what's happened to him might have a reason. And that's probably going to make him feel like, because all he ever did was everything he wanted to do with this technology was to help the Undercity. So I think in his mind, this is going to be the compromise if he is going to have to live this way. But we'll have to see. And then outside of that, we had finally what was going on with the tree. What do they call that? The sanctuary, where Echo is. We see that lots and lots of people are being brought into the sanctuary. And I'm with the guy, the mouse, the half man, half mouse man, who, if he's a mouse, I don't know what he's supposed to be. Anyway, he's saying that, you know, they can't just keep blindly bringing people in because outside of the fact that there's only so much food and only so much room, there's a security issue. Not everybody coming in there is going to be good-hearted, but we hear Echo say, like, we're not turning people away, and I understand that, right? Like, he created that place to be a haven from people who don't want to be part of all the gang wars and didn't want to be involved in all of that. So again, kind of that pure-hearted idea, much like Viktor, much like a lot of the other people in the Undercity. He doesn't want to turn his back on people, but, you know, his friend does have a point, though. I'm like, I'm worried about security, too, at this point. But anyway, we see that Heimerdinger's having a good old time down there. You know, I don't think he's been with the regular folk in his entire time of being in Piltover. But anyway, we see that the tree is apparently exhibiting some issues, that the big tree that's the foundation of their place, and Echo seeing it and asking Heimerdinger if he knows what it is. And all Heimerdinger can say is that he's seen corruption like this before. So they sneak back into his old lab, which is hilarious. Heimerdinger being a spy. He was having too much fun with it. Like, Echo's literally just walking. He's like, bro, you own this place. It's fine. But, you know, we had to let Heimerdinger have his fun. And anyways, him and Jace end up taking a look at this and realizing that the Hex is all connected, the Hex tech, but they're not sure exactly what to do with it. But I love the idea of Jace and Echo working together. I think Jace needs this because he's back into kind of the demonizing the Undercity people mode again, and him working with somebody who was born and raised there, who has a mind like like Jinx, but is not corrupted the way Jinx's mind is. I think he can help him see that, yes, there are smart people from the Undercity who are not looking to destroy Piltover. So I think this will be a good matchup anyways, if they do end up working together, which I think is inevitable, because not only to save the tree, but just to figure out a way to combat whatever the heck is going on with this whole civil war that's about to break out. So yeah, another packed episode. And then we saw at the end, once again, those little clips of whoever it is. So I thought it was Silco last episode that we saw going towards the cave. Thank God I was wrong. It's actually that scientist who created that purple stuff in the first place. He's still doing his research, and I don't know what he's doing, but I'm terrified. It can't be anything good. That's all I know. But I'm curious. I do want to know why we're seeing it and who he's working on or what he's working on and how it's going to affect everything. Because, yeah, it's got to be important if we keep seeing it. So, yeah, another good episode. Lots to take in. Loving this season so far. I hope you guys enjoy watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.